welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I think today I need to start off with birthday wishes. I'm going to say very happy birthday to the constructor, 2totenth, as Maverick flies by, obviously in celebration of your birthday, 2totenth. And indeed, because it is 2totenth's birthday, and because we have loads of recommendations all the time for 2totenth puzzles, we thought we would do this puzzle, which is called Between, which has a lot of E's in it. And yeah, it's a between line puzzle with some quadruple clues. I think that's all. Quick scan of the rules. I think that's all we've got going on. It's a whopping high rating on Logic Masters Germany, and should be very nice indeed. But we'll get to this in a moment or two's time. I've got other things to tell you about. In fact, I'll start off with a second birthday to my dad. It's my dad's birthday today, so happy birthday, Dad. I'm not sure how often my dad watches. He does watch sometimes, though, so he might get that message, as well as the card I did send him. Now, what else? What else do I need to talk about? Actually, I'm going to start off with a brief comment on yesterday's puzzle, where a number of you noted a very beautiful way of seeing what these two squares were. I'm not going to go through all the rules and everything. It's just, if you watched yesterday and you want a really, really clean way of seeing what these two digits were, then this is lovely and well done, and thank you to lots of the commenters. I'm always so impressed by the standard of comments under our videos. There are so many brilliant people who watch them. And anyway, many of you noted something really gorgeous that I thought I'd share. So the key is to think about the horseshoes in the corners and to ask the question, how many 1s, 5s and 9s can appear on any one horseshoe? And because they're a 4-cell Renban, you can, if you put 5 on them, you can't get as low as 1 or as high as 9. So each of these horseshoes can only contain one of the digits 1, 5 and 9. Now think about the 9-cell Renbans emanating from the middle box. Well, how many 1s, 5s and 9s are on a 9-cell Renban? Obviously there'll be 1, 1, 1, 5 and 1, 9. So altogether, these cells here have 6 1s, 5s and 9s on them. 2 1s, 2 5s and 2 9s. But we've just said there are exactly 4 contributed by the horseshoes in the corner, and therefore on the Fistomephel ring. So exactly 2 of the 1s, 5s and 9s must be in the centre here. And this one can't be 5, so that gives you the 1-9 pair, which forces this one to be 5. And that would have been a really, really, really elegant way of getting the beginning, rather than whittling down this digit, which was the way I did it. Yeah, so I say very impressive comments, and I thought that you should all see that, because it really was particularly elegant. Now, what else do I need to tell you about? Over on Patreon, we've got the videos up for our monthly reward, which was the Trick or Treat 6x6 Sudoku hunt from the Skunk Works. We've got all sorts of things coming up for you in the next few days. All sorts of things. So keep an eye on everything. We've got our Line Sudoku app. That is out. So do check that out. And thank you to those of you for written kind reviews on the various platforms. We really appreciate that. And then I've got some birthdays to do that are not my father's and not 2totenths. So here we go. Jeremiah over there in Canton, Ohio. Jeremiah has turned 41 today, so many happy returns. I hope you get good chocolate cake, Jeremiah. Maria over in California, from Josh, who's in Iowa. And they are boyfriend and girlfriend. I know Josh, I think, is flying over this week to see you, Maria. And I hope you have an absolutely brilliant week and also a great birthday. Megan, from your brother Sean. And Sean, rather a lovely message, described you as the most special person in the world to him, Megan. So have a great birthday today. Soraya, over in Kansas, has turned 26 today. And I know this because Jackson wrote and told us, Soraya. So have a great day today. And then Troy, from your wife Donna. Troy, I know, is getting chocolate cake with ice cream. So Troy, you're a lucky man. And then finally, now this is, I think this might be a slightly cryptic message. Andrea, or Andrea if you prefer, but Andrea, I think, from fellow Meat Popsicle Dave. Whatever that means. Anyway, that's all the birthdays. Let's have a look at Between by 2/10. These are the rules. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply, so the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column and box. Maverick's getting lower and lower. Grey lines are between lines, i.e. the digits along the line must have values between the digits in the grey circles at the line's ends. So let's say that this was a 2 and that was a 7. Then these squares would have to be 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now if we make that 9, they could still be 3, 4, 5 and 6. They just have to be between 2 and 9. So that's how between lines work. Very simple, but quite a clever idea. Now digits in a black circle must appear at least once within the 4 cells touching the circle. So there must be an 8 in those squares. There must be at least 1 2 in these squares. There could be 2 2s if they were on diagonals. That wouldn't break the rules of Sudoku. These 4 squares have to contain 3, 5 and 6 and one other digit which we don't know. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, let's get cracking indeed. No, I've not got anything yet. No, I really haven't actually. It's going to be one of these between lines. There are 2 lengthy between lines. That digit might be worth investigating, because that digit, it obviously can't go in its own row, and it can't go on its own between line, because the digits on the line have to be between whatever this digit is, whatever that digit is. So that digit goes down there somewhere, which then means it goes, it's not actually looking very profitable, goes over there somewhere. No, okay. Okay, so let's abandon that thought. Let's try. I only know one secret about between lines, which is that you can't put 1s and 9s on them. So that's probably, it's normally relevant somewhere. Let's have a think about that. So, okay, so 1 and 9 in box 8 have to be in a set of 3 cells only, which means at least one of these circles is a 1 or a 9. Probably this one, because this is a lengthy between line. Hang on, still not got anything. Oh, okay, what about the top row then? Is that 1s and 9s trick relevant there? 1, yeah, okay, so where is 1 in the top row? It's in one of those 4 squares because of the quadruple clue, so it's not in any of those 3. It can't be in a between line, so 1 is in one of 2 cells in row 1. It's not quite, the geometry is not helping me. It's not in my favour. May the odds forever be in your favour. That's Hunger Games, isn't it? It's something like that anyway. Nah, the odds aren't in my favour. What's going on? Come on, Simon, work it out. Right, let's try this line then. Those... yeah, okay. So these 2 digits might be where we're meant to start. Yeah, okay. I haven't quite understood this, but let me just highlight those 2 digits for a second. What I'm seeing is that these 2 digits by Sudoku can't go in their own column, and they can't go on their own between line. So these 2 digits are in this little congregation, in this little 2 by 2, which also, well, simultaneously has to contain a 3, a 5 and a 6. So at least one of these digits is a 3, 5 or a 6. So they can't, no, okay, they can't both be 3s, 5s and 6s, can they? Because the furthest they could be apart would be a 3 and a 6. And then we couldn't fill in those 3 digits on the line because we'd only have 4 and 5 available for the line. So exactly one of these digits is 3, 5 or 6. Which, well, 5 will be the most constrained, because if we do put 5 in one of them, then to make this between line, oh no, you can't put 5 in. That's lovely. Right, so I don't know what the repeated digit, or sorry, I don't know which of these digits is in green here, which of 3, 5 or 6, but I do know it's not 5. Let me just show you why. If we put 5 in here, then the problem is that these 3 digits now have to be either 6, 7 or 8, or 2, 3 and 4, and this would have to be a 1 or a 9, because we need 3 digits between whatever this is and whatever this is. So this has to be an extreme digit. But whichever way we go, we run into a problem, because 3 and 6 in the box are in this quadruple. So this can't be 2, 3, 4, and it can't be 6, 7, 8. So this is, well, this and this are not 5, is what that's telling us. It's okay. I think we're going to be heading towards 3, because I've just seen that 6 doesn't work. If we go 6 here, let's try that one and see why that doesn't work. The problem is now these 3 digits can't be higher than 6, because then this would have to be at least 10. So these have to be lower than 6, but because 3 and 5 are here, there aren't enough digits free. We'd use 2 and 4, and then we'd run out of digits. So it's not 6. So one of these digits is a 3. Oh yeah, this is. I see how this is working now. Okay, so one of these is a 3. We've just worked that out. Let's put 3 in. What's the other digit? Well, obviously, it's not lower than 3, because we've got 3 digits to fill in box 5. So we're selecting from 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. But 5 and 6 aren't available because they're in this quadruple again. So this has to be 4, 7, 8, and this has to be a 3, 9 pair. Oh, now hang on. That just got rid of a 1 from this cell. Yes, okay. And now we've got a digit, because where does 1 go in box 9? Boom. Can't go on a between line because of our secret, so it goes there. There we go. We have finally, now 1 is in one of those 2 squares. 1 is in one of these 3 squares, probably there. 1 is in one of these 3 squares. Well, the chance of neither of these being a 1 is remote, but I suppose it's still possible. Right, so so we now know exactly what is in this quadruple, don't we? It's 3, 5, 6 and 9, which means this is a 1, 2 pair. Now, hang on, just a second. What else can we do with this, with our newfound knowledge of the world? Can we... Okay, 1 by Sudoku in box 2 has to be in this quadruple along with an 8. 2 could be this side, couldn't it? So I don't think we can cram more digits into this quadruple yet. What about... Oh, I see. Right, okay, these digits are under pressure. Yeah, because of this 4, 6, 8 quadruple. So what exactly? Yeah, I mean, if we fully pencil mark these squares, we're going to be using 4... we have to, with digits between 3 and 9, so 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Wah! Oh, I know what this is. This is because somebody told me that Sven has implemented... I think it's something that Sven's implemented in the software for Mark, because Mark often heavily pencil marks cells. So you can see this is 4-8, which means that you know, the selection for this square is 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. And rather than it looking very busy, it now has a dash between it. That's really cool. Sven is always innovating, and do support Sven. You can support Sven and get this software that we play the puzzles in. It's called Sudoku Pad, and it's available on all usual formats. Right, so hang on. So this is 4 through 8, except it's not 4 through 8 because it can't be 4, 6 or 8 by quadruple logic. So these squares are 5 and 7. I'm a bit disappointed to remove that pencil mark. Now 5, look, is common between these little areas of the grid. So we can ask the question where 5 goes in row 6, and it's going to have to be in one of those squares, except it's not. Except it's not, for almost the very reason of the puzzle we just looked at, which was yesterday's puzzle, this one, Pixel Art by Twan2797, because if we do put 5 into a circled between line, how on earth do we fill? On earth do we complete the line? Even if we put an extreme digit in here, which we can't, let's put 9 in. That would imply that there are 4 integers between 5 and 9. And here is a knowledge bomb. There aren't. 6, 7 and 8 is as many as we can get. So these are not 5. So this is 5, which is pushing the 1 up. Now that's doing something to this line as well. But let's just think about the 1s first. No, that doesn't do anything. All right, let's think about the 5. Well, okay, so now we've got roping forced in the bottom of the grid. What on earth is roping, some of you maybe are asking. Well, it's the corollary, really, of what we were thinking about here, which is what's caused by the corollary of this. This is 5. Now, we need 3 digits that are between 5 and whatever we put in this square. So this could be 6, 7, 8. Or it could be 2, 3, 4, but it's one of those things. So this is an extreme digit now. That's the only way we could possibly fill these digits in. And let's imagine this was 2, 3, 4. So this is a 1. Where are we then putting 2, 3, 4 in this box? Well, the answer is those squares, because we can only place the digits between 5 and 1. So we're going to have 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4 there, which means these squares are also 2, 3, 4. So we can sort of say at this point, oh, I don't really like that purple against the grey line. Let's try blue. No, I don't like blue. Red. Yeah, that's fine. So these squares and these squares are similar, which forces these squares to be similar. And then you can ask questions like, okay, so where do those 3 digits go in this box? Well, clearly those 3 digits have to be the same as those 3 digits now, because they can't be the red digits, which puts them there. So you get this sort of, in fact, let's get rid of green now. We don't need green anymore. You get this sort of Neapolitan effect. This is the key one, grey. It's a particularly unattractive looking ice cream we've created. But it's that sort of logic that's now going on. And these are either 2, 3, 4 or 6, 7, 8. If they're 2, 3, 4, that digit is very restricted. That has to be 4, doesn't it? We've got in this column, we've already got 1, 2, 3 and 9 sort of hypothecated to those 4 squares. So I've made the mistake, actually. I've started the video, and when I record, I have a window on my screen, which is the recording window, and I try normally and put behind that window just the desktop, so nothing changes on it. But today somehow I've put the email, the Gmail thing, so we get an awful lot of emails on Cracking the Cryptid. It keeps going. Anyway, let's try and ignore that. So we've got striping. So if this was 6, 7, 8, this is 6, 7, 8, this is 6, 7, 8. That would be a high digit, which would have to be a 6 or an 8. I sort of feel it's to do with this 1, 2, 3, 9 combination. Because whatever this is, don't you always have to put... Yeah, okay. In fact, I might just get rid of the rope. Just let me get rid of the roping to show you what I'm thinking about, just for a moment. So what I'm looking at actually is these digits. And I'm thinking about where they go in box 8. And that's quite an interesting question, because they can never go on these squares, can they? Because these squares are between 3 and 9. So these squares are actually, if we were to do the, let's make it do the pencil mark thing again. There we go. These squares are between 4 and 8. So they're definitely not 1s, 2s, 3s and 9s. So where are we putting 1, 2, 3 and 9 in this box? Well, this digit is one of them, obviously. So the other 3 digits, what I'm thinking about is how do you put the other 3 digits not on this line at all? Yeah, if this is 9, then I have to put 1, 2 and 3 into those squares. How do I do that without putting one of them at least on here? And the moment I put a 1, 2 or a 3 on here, we know that this line is 2, 3, 4 then. So if this is 9, that's very clear. But if this is 3, I think it's similar, because you can't put 9 on the line. So if you make this 3, we're then tasked with putting 1, 2 and 9 into this box. Not in here, not in here. Well, this would be a 1-9 pair, wouldn't it? And 2 would go on the line. So whatever this is, whether this is 3 or 9. Oh, you know, there's a simpler way of seeing this, perhaps. Yeah, or a different way of seeing it is if I pencil mark these digits. So in fact, using this new notation, these squares and these squares have the same restriction. So if you do make this 6, 7, 8, and you make this 6, 7, 8, therefore, you've got 4 and 5 are the options left for those 3 cells. So that's a different way of seeing the same point. You just can't do it. So, and this is great, because what that means is that this is 2, 3, 4. And if this is 2, 3, 4, this is 2, 3, 4. 4, I don't know what's going to happen. 4 comes out of those squares and converts them into 5, 6, 7s and 8s. We now know if this is 2, 3, 4, this has to be a 1 to frame our 2, 3, 4. This has to be a 9 because it sees a 3. So that has to be a 3. 9 comes out of this domino here. What's that done for the world? This is a 1 and a 5, 6, 7 or 8. It's probably these squares are a 2, 3, 4 by roping, aren't they? So let's put that in case that's going to be important, perhaps for this digit. Well, yeah, in fact, for this circle, let's think about this circle, because this circle is clearly higher than 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that square is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. It's going to take me a while to get used to that, actually. So this is a high digit. This is a low digit. So this digit has to be lower than 2, 3 or 4. But it can't be itself 2, 3 or 4. So that is a 1. Which pushes 1 over here. That probably doesn't do anything, actually. This square is 5, 6, 7 or 8 now. Doesn't quite deserve the hyphen. These can't be 1 anymore. Oh, these can't be 1 anymore because we've worked out where the 1 goes. It goes there. Now, what does all that mean? Have we finished the puzzle now? Don't know. I don't know. That's this can't be 5, can it? Oh no, of course it can. Oh, I'm getting confused with this hyphenation thing. No, yeah, no, it can. It totally can. No, this can't be 5. That's a better deduction. This can't be 5, because if this is 5, I can't fill both those digits in. Yeah, okay, so that's good. I've got rid of the hyphenation. I think that could well actually cause me to make a mistake, because I've... Oh, 3. 3 around that quadruple clue has to be there. Because in my brain it was sort of backwards how that was working. So 3 is now... Oh, this is good. Oh, has this been available for... Oh no, this has only been available since this became a 3, which has only been available since this became a 9. Right, that's fine then. So 3 goes here, look. 3 in this box is in one of these two cells. Whoopsie. So 3 is in a circle here. But that's profound, because now 2 can't be on the line. Because the other digit that's not 3 is obviously higher than whatever these digits are. So these have to be, well, this has to be a 1-2 pair. Let's start with that. This has to therefore be a 3-9 pair. This has to be the other digits, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I've done much more pencil marking than I normally do in this puzzle, but that's fine. It's incredibly good flow, isn't it? As you'd expect from 2-10th. Okay. So now, oh, hang on, I put the wrong things in there. I put 5 in. I wanted to put 8 in. I was thinking, how on earth is... I've got too many 5s in row 4 and row 5. So now, what's common between these quadruples? 6 is in common, so 6 has to be in this domino. 4 is in this quadruple and in one of those 3 squares. So we can ask where 4 goes in row 4. It has to be up here, so it's not there. 5 and 7. 7 is here, so 7 can't be there. So 7 is in this domino. This is 4 or 8. Don't know. Stuck. How do we do this then from here? We could... I don't know. Maybe... Oh, that can't be a 2. Or a 3. That's a 4. I even spotted that earlier and then neglected it. Oh, that's an 8. Good grief. Okay, sorry. Look, we can do Sudoku. Unsurprising that that's the thing that I wasn't doing. So this square down here is not 8. So it's 5, 6, or 7. So these are from 5, 6, or 7. But this is on the line. So what's that telling us? Well, this is a 4-cell sequence. This can't be 5 or 6, can it? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ah, no, it can't, but only just. Right, this is a 7, I want to say, because here, this 4-cell line, all of those cells see one another, so they can't repeat. So there needs to be 4 digits available between whatever extreme digit this is, framing this between line, and this cell. So if we make this 5, and we make this, say, 6, 7, 8, 9, that would be a 10. So that clearly can't be 5. It wouldn't work if we went downwards. If we make it 6, and we go 5, 4, 3, 2, we need that to be a 1, which the quadruple prevents. So this has to be 7, which means that's not 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, and then this can be 2. So these squares are 3, 4, 5, and 6. And 3 is there by Sudoku. Well, sort of. So 3 is here. So 9 is here. Oh, we're going to get oh, no, I thought we were going to get a 3 in the corner. We're not. We're getting a 3 on the line. I don't know any songs for 3s on the line. Right, so what's that done? This is a 4, 5, 6 triple now. That's not 7 at the bottom. So we've got a 5, 6 pair. The 2 and the 4 can be done by Sudoku. So that's a 4 in box 6. There's a 4 in one of these 2 squares in box number 4. Can we get the... Ah, okay. So there's a 6 in this quadruple. I have no idea where it goes. There's a 6 in that triomino. So the 6 in this column is in one of those 2 cells. which might be interesting. Or not. Is that interesting? Probably somehow, some way. Bother, I'm stuck. Okay, so where is it we're meant to look now? These squares are from 5, 6, 7 and 8. The top row, oh, we know there's a 1 over here already, don't we? I'm probably meant to pencil mark fully this top row, but am I going to do that? Actually, that square might be a naked single, so yes, that probably is what I meant to do. I've got 1, 7, 8 and 9 to place. Let's focus just on this square. It sees 1 and 7 and it's on a between line, so it can't be 9. So that's an 8, and that's huge because now one of those circles has to be a 9 to frame the 8 that's here. Golly, that feels like that should really matter, doesn't it? In fact, so we must pencil mark these squares. 1, 7 and 9. That's not a 1 because there's a 1 in this column. This can't be a 9 in the corner because we know the 9 in the box is in one of those squares. So this is 1 or 7. Can we resolve this? 5. If 5 is in here, this could be 6, 7, or these squares are from 6, 7 and 8, aren't they? Because they must be between whatever we put in these squares. And if we make these squares as disparate as we possibly could and made them a 5, 9 pair, given what's gone in the box already, these would be selected from 6, 7 and 8. So this can't be 6 because of the 6 being vertical here. Oh, this is quite important. Yes, so 5 in box 9 is horizontal. Which means this square has become a 6. So this square is now a 7 or an 8. These squares don't include 6. They do include 5. So 5 is now placed weirdly in box 7 out of absolutely nowhere. That was peculiar. That's a 6 now, so that can't be a 6 to frame the between line. And that means 9 is down here as well. I have seen that, but I mean, it's very likely 9's going to be circled. Oh, 9 is circled. Sorry, there's a 9 there. So this is 9, and it could be 6, 9, 7, 8 with a 5 here, could it? Perhaps. I'm not immediately seeing why that fails. This square is 6, 8 or 9. No, oh no, I was about to say it can't be 9. That's not true. It depends where the 9 is in these squares. It can't be 7 because of the 7 here. So 2, 3, 4, 6 and 9. 2. Oh, I see. Gosh, there's a couple of cheeky little cells here that we're having to focus on. Look at column 3 now. You can see we've placed 1, 5, 7 and 8. So we have 2, 3, 4, 6 and 9 to place. Let's look at this square. 2, 3, 4, 6 and 9. Now, it can't be 3 or 4 by Sudoku. It can't be 9 by Sudoku. So it's down to 2 or 6, but there's a 6 in that quadruple clue. So that is a 2. That's a 2 and that's a 1. So this is a 2 and this is a 1. And now there is a 1 in this quadruple clue. So we now know that this quadruple consists of 1, 4, 6 and 8. We know these squares. We should know what they are. They are not 1 and 4. So this is 6, 8. This is 1, 4. Let's get rid of the corner pencil marks to tidy things up. And these squares are a 3, 9 pair. That's going to be big, isn't it? Because that's doing things. 3, 9 knocks 9 out of here, makes this 5, 6, which makes this 7, this 5. That square now is 8 by force. These squares are not 5 and 6, so we're having to do Sudoku. I mean, it's outrageous. 2/10 on your birthday, making me do Sudoku. Anyway, so what's going on now? Has this all resolved itself? That's a 5 at the top of the grid by just normal Sudoku again. We could work out what these digits are. but why would we do that? Let's just carry on. Let's just carry on a bit longer without sullying ourselves with Sudoku. What about 6? Look. Okay, so where is 6 in this row? It has to actually be over here, so that's not 6. So that is 9, because it sees 8. And this isn't 2. So we've not put 3, 4 and 6 into this column. So 3, 4 and 6 go there. That can't be 3. So this square is not the 9. That's the key, isn't it? So that's 9, that's 7, that's 1, that's 1, that's 4. Okay, so that's 7. Is that doing something? Probably. Doesn't quite see that 6, 7 pair. So here, if this was 6, this couldn't be between 6 and 9, could it? So that must be 4, which means that's 3. That's 2. We didn't get a 3 in the corner down there. Okay, has that done things? That square now is a 6, which knocks 6 out of these squares. And that can't be 9 anymore. So, oh, look at that. That can be either 7 or 8. That will frame the digits on this between line. There's a 7, 8 pair here, so that's become a 6. So one of these is a 5 now because 6 is on the line. So this has become a 5, 9 pair. And that must be a 7 or... Oh, that doesn't work. Well, it works, but it doesn't resolve. It does resolve. There's an 8 there. I was wondering what was going on. So that fixes all these. This row has not had... What is it? 6 and 7. It's probably resolved somehow. 6 and 7 go there. This becomes 8. 8, 6. 6, 7. 3 and 9. Was 3 and 9 the Brighton line? I can't remember. That was my grandfather when we used to play bingo as children. There were all sorts of politically incorrect terms for the various numbers. You probably couldn't play it nowadays. That's 4, that's 8 in this column. This is now... I don't know. I mean, we could pencil mark this, couldn't we? Do we want to do that or not? Oh, I see. No, look, it's this little quadruple clue. There's a 2 here and a 2 here. So I have to put a 2 there. And that's going to do massive work. Because there's a 1 in this as well. So this is a 1, 2 pair. That's an 8. That's an 8. That's a 5. That's a 5. That's a 6. This is a 2. This is a 3. This is a 3. This is a 9. Good grief. 6, 4, 4, 7. It literally just fills itself in. Golly gosh. So that's 9. That's 1. That's 6. That's a something. 5, I think. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 5. This is... I mean, this is such a... I mean, the way that finished was really quite surprising. Startling, even. I think it's finished. I might have made a mistake. No, I haven't. There we go. All done. That was lovely. Absolutely lovely. Very, very neat setting. So, quite an unusual combination to use between lines with quadruples. But you can see that 2totenth has done it. He's merged the two constraints. They don't operate separately. They operate in a very mutually beneficial way. So it's all about the fact that this quadruple had to have 3, 5 and 6 on it, and how that affected the circles that were then sort of ping-ponged into this 2 by 2. That was beautiful. It was beautiful. I also loved the fact that I could get... Yeah, no, and then there was just this amazing bit, wasn't there, where we could get 5 into here, because it couldn't go in these, and that then forced roping here, and then, yeah, and then you could think about where these green cells went in box 8, and know which way round the roping went, whether it had high digits or low digits on it. It's brilliant setting. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. 2totenth, happy birthday, my friend. I hope you enjoyed me doing battle with your puzzle between. And if you had a go at the puzzle, let us know in the comments. We enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.